Welcome back, Patriots, to the Patriot Dad channel, where we can discuss current events and modern issues, all while keeping it as real as possible. Today, I wanted to discuss a tweet that I saw from Jack Posobiec a few days ago and watch the video on this tweet, as well as have a short little discussion about it. But before we get started on today's speech, I want to share with you a great collaboration deal that we have with the Rogue Dermatologist. Patriots, a lot of you have been asking about the Second Amendment acrylic print that sits behind me in all of my videos. The Rogue Dermatologist, Dr. Yuval Bibi, and myself have collaborated to bring you a limited time offer. Head on over to epidermalexpressions.com. Under America's First, go to Constitutional Eye Chart, scroll down to the rolled poster, and as you can see, this rolled poster normally retails for $20. Go ahead and add one of those to your cart. Go to checkout. Enter the code PDPoster, and the first 50 Patriots can claim their own 9x11 rolled poster. Just covers shipping and handling. So follow the link down in the description below and act fast before this deal is over. And back to the video. I have not watched this clip yet. However, as you can see here, based on this tweet and the contents, it says that we are now witnessing network development and network stress testing. Cities will burn before the election in 2024. Now, what do you think that means? I don't know. Let's see what they have to say. So we got Steve Bannon on the War Room talking to Jack Posobiec. This should be interesting.
Jack, make the connection between the Summer of Love and what's happening now on the college campuses with the same groups of folks.
It's the same exact thing, Steve. They keep arresting people over and over again and say.
And something that they're talking about right now is that there are actually a lot of professional agitators and protesters that do just go from one protest to the next to the next. It's not even just within the United States. I saw Tim Pool talking about on his show just last night that some of these agitators have been seen in Turkey, Greece, and other places, and then they get picked up in BLM protests, and now here at the schools. Like, it's crazy the fact that people actually make a living doing this. Just stirring the pot like a bunch of asshats. You know, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. You will, however, reap the rewards of the seeds you sow. So, like you said, they keep rearresting the same people. That's interesting.
Wait a minute. Every time they arrest a new collection of them, they say these guys aren't students at all. These guys, and that's why they keep putting out the call for students, because the people actually leading these aren't, in fact, students. And we see this in the arrests.
And I just saw them break up the camp for UCLA this morning. It was actually the first time I've ever participated in a Twitter space. That was kind of neat, actually. I got to listen to audio commentary on a live news feed first thing this morning as the police were entering and breaking up the encampment at UCLA. One of the comments they had there is they were evacuating the green hats so that they could come back later and re-offend. Now, why do they want peaceful students? They want peaceful students so they can hide behind them. They want peaceful students to give them some credibility, but then at the same time, they also know that if there's peaceful students in the protest, that the police will avoid them and not attack them. So we saw in UCLA, they had the peaceful students in an encampment back where it was more fortified, but more level ground, which would have made way more tactical sense for the police to enter there, but they avoided it and they came up the narrow stairs because they did not want to show aggression towards a group of passive students. So they want the students there so that they can hide behind them and so that they can protect their flank. Meanwhile, the professional agitators are doing their job. It's crazy. Let's keep going.
We see it time and time again, and I've been monitoring all these reports. We're still doing post-millennial, still doing the human event. Work don't stop just because you're overseas. So we've been monitoring the reports, and every single time it says that the leaders were by and large not students. And then you get these videos of, why are you even here? They say, oh, I heard there's something going on at NYU. I was at Columbia and I moved to NYU. Listen to that very carefully. I was at Columbia and then I moved to NYU. That person isn't a student at either of these campuses. That person is a professional protester that's being sent among campuses to aid in these marches and to build these camps. These people are not necessarily, certainly.
And it's not even that, but it's also to put out the word on social media. So the more people they can get attracted through social media to show up at these events, the better. They use social media as marketing. They have their own media wing. They have their own promoters. Tim Pool's also talked about this in the past. They will literally instigate attacks from police. They will throw objects. They will say things. They will do whatever they can to get the police to react violently. And as soon as the police start reacting violently, their own cameras come out. They start recording. And they immediately post it on social media as, look at us, look at poor us passive students see all these students, and then they cut straight to, the police are beating these people. They did nothing to deserve it. How dare they? Come help us. And then what happens? More idiot young kids that don't know any better see it on social media. They want to belong to a tribe, and they just show up and participate, and they make the problem worse. Every time. It's the same plan. Every time it's one of these protests. They don't actually believe in the idea. They're just trying to do communism. That's it.
Students are involved. But people have to understand that what we're seeing here is the network building the same way that we saw in 2020. This is an operation, global influence operation, because it's happening in Europe. It's even happening in parts of Australia. So we already know that these networks are being put together, and they're certainly being stress tested. Now, this is a practice run for what's going to happen later in this fall.
And that's the other thing. The more people they can get on board while you're in the camp, they make you feel welcome and included. They make you feel like you're part of the group. They tell you they're going to support you and they have your back. They get your phone number, they get your email address, your social media, whatever they can so that they can contact you again. And they know that in the summer when you don't have school and you're looking for something to do, why not help the people that gave you purpose and gave you support and say that they care about you? And most kids are gonna. So what happens? Like Jack's talking about right now, come this summer, it's going to get spicy. It's going to get real spicy out there, boys and girls. And all they're going to do is they're going to show up at these campuses. They're going to show up in your streets. They're going to show up in these cities, and they're going to put out the word on social media and say, hey, let's flash mob. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's build an encampment. Come hang out. Free beers. We're all getting paid to be here, because I've seen articles also where the professional agitators were getting paid about $2,400 to be there. I don't know if that's one time. I don't know if that's weekly or monthly. I don't know. When it comes to this kind of stuff, like, it feels more and more like sedition or a seditious conspiracy, which is supposed to kind of be against the rules a little bit. What do I know?
As Trump begins to do his rallies around the country, as patriots begin to organize, as the early voting ballot initiatives start to get going. That's why they've arrested Tyler Boyer over at Turning Point Action. That's why they've charged him. That's why they're going after all of them. Look, you can see the left starting to build up its momentum as we get closer and closer to Election Day. That's why they're doing this in the spring. They're getting it going before the summer, and they're waiting, by the way, they're waiting for another George Floyd influence or situation to get all of the BLM networks on board as well. That's the last piece they really need.
And if they're able to do that, that's going to get really bad, like really bad. That's why it's so important that everybody out there is careful. Don't instigate. Don't try and make it worse. Obviously, defend yourself. Don't make it worse, please.
Before we start to see, look, cities are going to burn this year. Cities are going to burn, and everyone needs to be prepared for this.
Which is unfortunate. I hope that's not true. But it probably is. If you look at the past, if you look at the way things have happened before, it is most likely true that this summer is going to get real spicy, real hot. There's going to be riots. There's all kinds of nonsense. So make sure you're ready to protect yourself, but don't start anything, right? Don't go looking for a fight. But if a fight comes to you, you need to take care of it quickly, because these people will swarm you. They will beat you into the ground and put you in the hospital. They've already demonstrated that. If you do not follow what they follow, you are the enemy. It's us versus them. And it's unfortunate. I don't want it to be that way, but they are setting up the rules this way. So be safe out there, everybody. Thank you to those of you that made it to the end of this video. I greatly appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like it and leave a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this one, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon, and select all notifications so you can be notified when I upload additional content. If you have a recommendation for a future topic or a song or something you want to see a reaction to or a discussion about, please make sure you leave it in the comments, as a lot of the content on this channel comes from recommendations from the viewers just like you. So thank you, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves, and God bless. Go ahead and check out one of the links on the screen now to either subscribe to the channel and see the rest of the videos of the channel, or one of the carefully selected videos that you may wish to see that YouTube has used its algorithm to select for you.